The web is an exciting place. Every day, it processes millions of financial transactions, serves up the latest news and celebrity gossip, and provides a meeting place for every type of community from political anarchists to vampire show fans. Although it doesn't show its age, the internet is older than you might think. The computer visionaries who created it began developing the idea in the early 1960s. In 1969, the first transmission over the internet took place between the computer at the University of California at Los Angeles and one at the Stanford Research Institute. As far as pioneering moments go, it wasn't much to brag about. Still, the revolution was underway. Of course, the early internet doesn't have much in common with today's internet. In 1969, the internet community consisted of 4 computers, all of them beastly machines that no one but a government lab or academic institution could love or afford. In 1981, still fewer than 200 mainframe computers populated the internet, and most of the people using them were computer experts or scientists going about their day-to-day work. Today, well over 100 million websites and many more web enthusiasts are online. Newscasters, politicians, and regular people often use these terms interchangeably. Technically, however, the concepts are different. The internet is a network of connected computers that spans the globe. These computers are connected together to share information, but there are a number of ways to do that, including emailing, instant messaging, transferring files through FTP. The World Wide Web is one of the many ways to exchange information across the internet. As you no doubt know, a web browser is a piece of software that lets you navigate to and display web pages. Without browsers, the web would still exist, but you wouldn't be able to turn on your computer and take a look at it. Depending on your personality, choosing a web browser is either a bore or an important expression of your character, individuality, and overall computer savvy. If you fall into the latter camp, you've probably already settled on a favorite browser. But if you're searching for something a little different in a browser, or you're curious to see what else is out there, the following quick overview sums up your browser options. Internet Explorer is still the world's most used browser. For better or worse, it sets the standard that other browsers need to follow. The clear advantage of using Internet Explorer is that you'll never run into a web page you can't read. With a market share of near 60%, Internet Explorer is simply too successful for site creators to ignore. The downside is that Microsoft is slow and cautious in updating Internet Explorer, which means that new features often appear in other browsers first and aren't incorporated into Internet Explorer until many months or years later. Firefox started its life as the modern response to Internet Explorer. It's a web browser that's lean, secure, and more than a little hip. Firefox pioneered several innovative features long before Internet Explorer caught up, including tabbed browsing and pop-up blocking. Firefox is still ahead of the game with its incredibly flexible add-ons, tiny programs that other people develop to enhance Firefox with extra features, like a webmail notifier and thumbnails of the sites that show up in the Google search results page. Firefox currently enjoys a cult following among computer geeks and a growing number of disillusioned Internet Explorer veterans. Google Chrome is the new kid on the block. Although it didn't blink into existence until the end of 2008, its market share has already soared to 3rd place, making it the fastest growing browser on the planet. Although its user interface is a little rough around the edges, tech-savvy web fans love the way it runs JavaScript. Safari is an Apple-designed browser that comes with current versions of the Mac OS X operating system. Apple products like the iPhone, iPad, and the iPod Touch use the Safari browser. It's quick, elegant, and sports a set of useful features, like spell checking when you fill out online forms. Opera is a slimmed-down, easy-to-install browser that's been around for well over a decade, serving as an antidote to the bloated size and pointless frills of Internet Explorer. For years, Opera was held back by an unfortunate detail: if you wanted an ad-free version, you needed to pay. Today, Opera is free and ad-free too, just like the other browsers on this list. It has a small but loyal following, but runs a distant 5th in web browser standings. When you type a web address into a browser, a web server receives the browser's request and sends back the correct web page. For a busy website, This basic task can require a lot of work. As a result, web servers tend to be industrial-strength computers. Even though the average Windows PC with the right setup can host a website, it's rarely worth the effort. The last thing you need before you start building the website is to be buried under an avalanche of theory. However, every new web author can save time and effort by doing a little bit of planning beforehand. In the following sections, you'll consider some quick guidelines to get you on the right path. You don't have much chance of creating a successful site if you haven't decided what it's for. Some people have a very specific goal in mind, while others are just planning to unleash their self-expression. Personal sites are all about you. As the world gets more web-savvy, it seems everyone is building online homes. When you design a personal website, it's up to you how ambitious you want to be. If all you need is a hub to chat with friends or a place to share pictures, you can save yourself a good bit of trouble by signing up on a social network like Facebook. Resume sites are a specialized type of personal site and a powerful career-building tool. Rather than photocopy a suitcase full of paper resumes, why not send emails and distribute business cards that point to your online resume? Best of all, with a little planning, your online vita can include more details than its tree-based counterpart, like links to former companies, an online portfolio, and even background music. Topical sites focus on a particular subject that interests you. If you're more interested in building the website about your favorite music, art, books, food, or political movement, the topical website is for you. Before you set out to create the site, consider whether other people with a similar interest will want to visit it, and take a look at existing sites on the topic. The best topical websites attract others with the same interest. Event sites aren't designed to weather the years. Instead, they revolve around a specific event. A common example is a wedding website. The event hosts create it to provide directions, background information, links to gift registries, and a few romantic photos. When the wedding is over, the site disappears or morphs into something different, like a personal site chronicling the honeymoon. Other events you might treat in a similar way include family reunions, costume parties, or do-it-yourself protest marches. Small business or e-commerce sites show off the most successful use of the web, selling everything from portable music players to prescription drugs. E-commerce sites are so widespread that it's hard to believe that when the web was first created, making a buck was far from anyone's mind. The web constantly changes. Today's web isn't the same as last year's, or even the web of 15 seconds ago. Here are some valuable truths about website lifetimes. The best websites are always improving. When a website stops changing, it's on life support. Design the website that's easy to change. Practice good design. Keep it simple. Be consistent. Know your audience.